Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for Saturday. It's a Saturday night special. All right. April 20th, 2024, a little 4/20/24 for you weed smokers. You can be fans too. I like you guys. Very relaxed crowd, the weed smokers. Usually don't get too hyped up. Oh, geez. Excuse me. That came out of nowhere. Oh. All right. Please visit the BuckeyeCast.com as I get my voice back, hopefully. The video vault is up and running. A ton of content, over 300 videos in there. 1 second. All right, and we're back. Please visit the BuckeyeCast.com. Did I say that? Good. All right. On to the next one. Sunday night, me, Jeff, and Sean. Hopefully all three of us. Maybe, who knows? Me, Jeff, and Sean will be live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. So check it out. If you're on podcast, you know I always put out the audio version of the podcast from the show the next morning. So enjoy that. I'll try not to be too drunk. All right. Today we're continuing our freshman focus, trying to do like one of these every week, give or take. We're talking about our new enrollees that are on campus. And today we're talking about Aaron Scott Jr., the corner out of Springfield, Ohio. 5-star, number 36 player in the class, number 6 corner in the class, number 1 player in the great football state of Ohio. He was the top prospect in Ohio. So what went into Aaron Scott becoming a Buckeye? They say the best in Ohio stay in Ohio, right? That's the new motto the recruits are using. So yeah, I'm on board. The Ohio State offer for Aaron Scott when he was in high school was the dream offer for him. He earned it from Ryan Day and Tim Walton during a camp in June of 2022. Aaron Scott said after he got the offer, he said, quote, "I grew up watching them. My family grew up watching them." His father was in a meeting when he heard about the offer. He jumped up and got very excited. Quote, "We've been talking about this for some time, getting offered, and now it's finally here. I'm just blessed." He continued on, quote, "Coach Day told me he liked my competitiveness. He told me he wanted to grow our relationship and that he liked how fast and athletic I am. I could have just come to camp and watched, but I decided to go to do one-on-ones anyways." He had a broken arm at the time, I believe. So despite the injury, they told me they loved how competitive I am. Now, if you remember, I'm sure you do, if you follow recruiting, Ohio State and Michigan went head-to-head, Ohio State and the Cheaters recruited Aaron Scott heavily. The rivalry is just as big on the recruiting trail in many cases as it is on the field. Aaron Scott said about the rivalry, he said, quote, "They talk about each other all the time, talking about they don't want me to go there. They're definitely competitive and preach on going to their schools." So Ohio State has always been the Scott family's favorite school. There's no doubt about that. Pops is a big-time Buckeye fan. Scott took official visits to Ohio State, Michigan, and Oregon during the recruiting process. And the Buckeyes did get the final visit, which is key in many cases. And that sealed the deal as Scott committed to the Buckeyes a week later. During his high school career, he used his length, huge length guy, you know that, physicality, his coverage instincts, his knack for finding the ball to be a lockdown corner. He began his high school career as a quarterback, though. A lot of people don't know that. Then he quickly transitioned to defense and at times was a two-way player in some games. As a junior, Scott had 21 tackles, 3 TFLs, 5 picks. 2 of those are pick sixes, a fumble recovery, and 7 PBUs. He led his team to the state championship game, and he showed he was one of the best cornerbacks in his class as a junior. Then he followed that up as a senior with another 21 tackles, 2 TFLs, and 2 picks. As a QB, he did work in as a senior. He ran for 257 yards, 8 touchdowns, and he threw for 155 yards and 3 touchdowns. He led Springfield to the state final again. Now, in high school, Aaron Scott also played basketball and track. As a sophomore, he anchored the 4x2 relay team, and they finished 6th in the state meet in Ohio. And he ran a 24-1-5 200, jumped 5'8" in the high jump as a freshman. So on the field, how's he going to have an impact on this defense? Well, I think first you have to start with who's coming back this season as the starters. You got Denzel Burke, Davison Igbinosun, Jordan Hancock. They're all the starters across the board. Then you got Jermaine Matthews Jr., Calvin Simpson Hunt, Lorenzo Stiles Jr. behind them in the 2 deep. So it's going to be tough for any freshman DB to see significant playing time this fall, barring injury, of course. So Scott's first year as a Buckeye will be used to develop on and off the field. He'll learn from some of the best corners in the country and prepare for a bigger role as a sophomore. Long term, after year 1, it might be tough for OSU to keep Aaron Scott off the field, I think. He's got that ball hawking ability, length, ability, did I say ability? Physicality, instincts. He has a skill set to make an early impact in the Ohio State secondary. He should put on a little muscle this season and get in the Body by Mick program. But Aaron Scott can secure a spot in the 2 deep or earn a starting role as a sophomore next year. He's disruptive at the line of scrimmage, and his instincts and ball skills allow him to shut down opposing wide receivers in the open field. So if things go as planned, Aaron Scott will be one of Ohio State's starting corners in 2025 and 2026. He could be one of the next early round draft picks from BIA for sure. You can compare him to a Jeff Okudah. Okudah was a lockdown corner, 6'1", 200 pounds. He dominated opposing wide receivers, number 3 pick in the 2020 NFL draft. It's a tough standard for Aaron Scott to live up to, but he has the profile and the athletic ability to be an elite corner. While Scott's probably not going to play 9 games as a freshman like Jeff Okudah did, Okudah didn't become a full-time starter until his 3rd year at Ohio State. So, and he still was able to be a first-round draft pick. So Scott could be looking at a similar trajectory if he doesn't become a year 2 starter, as a sophomore. So Aaron Scott got all the tools, all the talent, all the length you could want to play a lockdown corner. So please visit thebuckeyecast.com. That's all I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.